News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Karen Moscow.
Karen, we begin with the White House pressure campaign on the Federal Reserve coming right to its home turf. President Trump put on a hard hat to inspect the Fed headquarters that he says has gotten too expensive to renovate. The president toured the site with Fed Chair Jay Powell, and there was a tense moment when President Trump claimed that the price tag had jumped from $2.5 to $3.1 billion.
It looks like it's about $3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed. You're including the market renovation. You just added in a third building is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no, but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago.
Well, despite that brief clash, President Trump said the project probably is not enough of a reason to fire the chairman. He was asked what Powell could say to make him back off his criticism.
Well, I'd love him to lower interest rates. Other than that, what can I tell you?
And President Trump's visit was the first time in nearly 2 decades a president's gone to the Fed in person. The central bank's next policy decision is on Wednesday.
Well, Nathan, the Trump administration is trying to tamp down the Republican uproar over the Jeffrey Epstein case. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche met yesterday with Ghislaine Maxwell, who's serving a 20-year sentence in Florida for helping Epstein abuse underage girls. Maxwell's attorney, David Marcus, says the interview lasted all day.
There were a lot of questions, and we went all day, and she answered every one of them. She never just said, I'm not going to answer, never declined.
Attorney David Marcus did not get into specifics on what Maxwell had to say. It's still unclear if she has any information beyond what's in the public record. Deputy Attorney General Blanche posted on social media that he'll speak with Maxwell again today.
Now, Karen, to the latest in the Middle East, the U.S. is criticizing Emmanuel Macron after the French president said he'll recognize the state of Palestine in September. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says Macron's decision is reckless and that it only serves Hamas propaganda and sets back peace. Ceasefire talks in Gaza have suffered a major setback. Both the U.S. and Israel have pulled their negotiators back from the discussions in Qatar.
Nathan, shares of Paramount are up almost 2%. The FCC has approved Paramount Global's merger with Skydance Media. We get the details of Bloomberg's Monica Ricks.
FCC members voted 2-1 to approve the deal after the Trump administration extracted concessions on the company's political coverage and diversity practices. The lone vote against came from FCC Commissioner Ana Gomez, who accused Paramount of, quote, cowardly capitulation to the Trump administration. Earlier this summer, Paramount settled a lawsuit filed against CBS by President Trump, who claimed the network deceptively edited an interview with Kamala Harris during last year's election. Last week, Paramount said it was canceling Stephen Colbert's talk show next May because of financial decisions. Skydance Media is led by David Ellison. He agreed last July to take control of Paramount, the parent company of CBS and MTV, after months of tumultuous negotiations with Sherry Redstone, whose family had run the business for decades. Monica Ricks, Bloomberg Radio.
Nathan, Volkswagen lowering its financial outlook for the year. The escalating cost of President Trump's tariffs are weighing on earnings at the Audi and Porsche brands. We caught up with Volkswagen CFO Arno Antlitz at the company factory in Wolfsburg, Germany.
We made 6 to 8% margin, and currently we are faced with 25% tariffs.
Yep.
So this is clear we need a good solution, and a solution that fits both the needs of the American administration, but also the European automakers.
Volkswagen CFO Arno Antlitz now sees flat revenue for the year from 5% growth previously and also reduced its outlook for free cash flow. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Karen Moscow.
I'm Nathan Hager, and this is Bloomberg.